the founder and Chief Visionary Officer, and we go live momentarily. But in the meantime, please let us tell you a little more about our company. Quite simply, Make It Better creates engaging lifestyle content that helps you make your life and the lives of others better. Absolutely everything we do connects you to carefully vetted resources and facilitates positive, powerful social impact. Make It Better includes Better, Marin, and Spaces magazines and the Make It Better Foundation. You can learn more about each of them here.
Make It Better Media Group creates curated content, providing a resource to live, love, work, and play with greater purpose. As a multi-platform publishing company, our three brands, Better, Spaces, and Marin Magazine, all serve similar demographics across the nation while focusing on health, education, home, finance, and travel throughout all of our monthly content. We are determined to strengthen and connect every community across the country and will never stop looking for new ways to make a difference and create a better future. Together, each of us and the rest of the world actually becomes better. In January, we celebrate a new year, new you. February, health and wellness. March, family. April, sustainable living. May, powerful women. June, getting outdoors. July, aging well. August, best of. September, education. October, wine country. November, food and philanthropy. December, giving.
The Make It Better Foundation identifies and amplifies outstanding nonprofits in Chicago, the Bay Area, and beyond. We do this in a couple of ways. Our annual competition, the Philanthropy Awards, recognizes the most effective nonprofits making a difference. And our cash grants support rewards nonprofits who foster online fundraising collaboration to grow their network of support and amplify strong storytelling to bring their mission to life. Whether you are a philanthropist, a nonprofit director, CSR executive, thought leader, board member, volunteer, please visit our website to learn how we can help your favorite nonprofit.
A video of today's event will be posted in Make It Better TV, on our YouTube channel, and included in an article summarizing the top line advice. Please also watch for it in our social networks and the Better Letter email newsletters. You can subscribe for them here.
They are excited because this is something they never did. We teach it in gym, but they never experience.
I love the workbooks that we go through with our students. They really buy into a given topic and a focal point for each week, whether it's determination, persistence, working hard, all those different things that we work on, that focal point of playing it into our practices and then recapping it with the workbooks is just excellent.
El beneficio que veo de este programa es que he notado que los estudiantes se comunican entre ellos más mejor que cuando están, porque a veces son tímidos.
I would say if you want to support them financially, mentally, or just to come out to do a hand clap, it means a lot because they're doing something that you haven't had an opportunity to do. So give them that opportunity.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sharon Crone, Executive Director of the Make It Better Foundation. And with me today is Jessica Yavitz, Executive Director of the Chicago Fire Foundation, the recipient of the Make It Better Foundation 2021 Philanthropy Awards for Education. Today, we're going to shine a light on the Chicago Fire Foundation's internationally recognized and innovative program that enhances academic performance and develops key social and emotional skills in elementary school students here in Chicago. Please know that a recording of this program will be sent to everyone who registered for today's event viewing, put in our MIB TV and our YouTube channel, and included in a future article featured in an upcoming Better Letter email newsletter and pushed through our networks on social. By the way, if you don't receive our better letters, we highly recommend you subscribe using the link in the chat today. Now, Jessica, you've been at the intersection of professional sports and community relations for more than 2 decades. In addition to directing the Chicago Fire Foundation, you are also the Vice President of Community Relations for the Chicago Fire Soccer Club. You have evolved the foundation into one of the most successful organizations in both Major League Soccer and professional sports. I understand the foundation was a finalist for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation Best Commitment to Education Award. And for the last 2 years, you won the 2019 ESPN Sports Humanitarian Team of the Year Award. Incredible. Jessica, the program that has garnered so much attention over the years is one that you helped launch almost 10 years ago. It now improves the academic performance for over 1,000 third through fifth grades Chicago public school students. And I'm, of course, referring to your Chicago Fire Foundation's proprietary P.L.A.Y.S program. But before we get any further into our program, let me encourage you, our viewers, to post your questions or comments in the chat thread at any time during this broadcast. Jessica, why don't you take some time here to give us an overarching view of the P.L.A.Y.S program and how it brings social and emotional learning to CPS students. And then we can dive into the audience questions later in that program.
Great. Thank you, Sharon. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I think I aged a lot during that introduction as well. But as Sharon mentioned, I would like to give a little background on the foundation and more specifically our P.L.A.Y.S program. The Chicago Fire Foundation is committed to improving the quality of life throughout Chicago by leveraging its resources and expertise in the area of soccer to provide sports-based youth development and direct service programs to the most underserved communities throughout Chicago. Teamwork is what drives our success both on and off the field. Our goal, of course, is to win on the field, but off the field, we look to contribute to the quality of life in Chicago and its surrounding communities. Through the foundation, we have made significant contributions to enhance the lives of disadvantaged youth throughout Chicagoland. Since the team's inception in 1997, giving back to the community is a key pillar of what we do and embedded in every aspect of the club. For us, it's not just about winning on the pitch, but how we impact and better our local community. To date, our programs and charitable initiatives have reached hundreds of thousands of youth across the Chicagoland area and provided millions of dollars back into the community. In 2012, we had decided that we wanted to utilize our brand, our athletes, the club, and our expertise in the sport of soccer to provide greater life chances for Chicago's youth. In doing our research, we found that several studies identified third grade as critical year for predicting how well students perform academically in the future. According to a sociology professor, Donald J. Hernandez at Hunter College, third grade represents a pivot point in a student's academic career. Students are 4 times more likely to drop out of high school if they are behind academically in third grade. Knowing this, the P.L.A.Y.S program was specifically designed for students in grades 3 through 5 to engage them during this key learning period. The club saw this opportunity to leverage our resources to make a difference in the lives of these underserved youth through innovative and enriching sports-based youth development soccer programming aimed to improve academic performance. The P.L.A.Y.S program, Participate, Learn, Achieve Youth Soccer, was established in 2013. This has been instrumental in leading our community efforts. Since our launch, this program, which is primarily an after-school soccer program, has successfully grown by 400% and has expanded into 50 Chicago public schools across some of the most at-risk communities in Chicago. Keith, if you can put up the graphic. You can see by this map our bandwidth across the city. running programming all across the city of Chicago in more than 25 neighborhoods located primarily on Chicago's south and west sides. This 10-week innovative program integrates soccer with social and emotional learning character skills to ultimately improve participants' academic performance while providing a safe and supportive environment to engage in soccer. Within Chicago Public Schools, 40% drop out at a rate of nearly 70 students per day, and fewer than 70% graduate high school. Out of school, out of work youths collectively cost Americans approximately $1.6 trillion in increased social service costs, lost earnings, and taxes over their lifetimes. For students in low-income neighborhoods, challenges extend beyond academics. They face threats of violence, crime, drug use, and dropouts are 8 times more likely to end up in prison. As the school board continues to reduce funding to after-school programming, P.L.A.Y.S fills this gap by providing students a safe, positive, healthy, and academically beneficial free after-school program. Of student participants, 98% are of color. 93% come from families classified as low income, and 95% of our students qualify for free and/or reduced lunch and live at or below the U.S. poverty level. Last year, more than 60% of our schools were located in the top 20 most violent neighborhoods across Chicago, located primarily on the south and west side of the city. The way the program is set up is that the students, again, boys and girls, grades 3 through 5, engage in 5 out-of-school hours per week over 10 weeks each spring. Additionally, each school takes part in 3 game days where they are bused to a soccer facility outside of their community to compete against other program schools. For many participants, this is their first opportunity to travel outside their neighborhood and engage with youth from different backgrounds and parts of the city. The culmination of the program includes a trip for participants to attend a fire game at Soldier Field and experience a live professional sporting event up close and personal. The curriculum was created in conjunction with key local stakeholders to better our neighboring communities. In order to understand students' socioeconomic barriers, we collaborated with experts in the educational and nonprofit sectors, including experts in the social and emotional learning space, to collectively develop a curriculum that would create a well-rounded program and holistically develop its participants. Each week of the curriculum, a target skill set is combined with an SEL trait to enforce the overall larger life lesson being taught. Soccer skills such as passing, dribbling, and defending are explicitly paired with comparable social and emotional learning values such as cooperation, communication, teamwork, perseverance. P.L.A.Y.S aims to empower students to take these skills learned through the program and apply them to both the classroom and real-life situations, ultimately changing the trajectory of their lives. We work with independent researchers to continually monitor and evaluate P.L.A.Y.S and its impact on the community. In addition to tracking academic outcomes, such as grades, standardized assessments, and achievement scores, these researchers also track students' attendance, tardiness, and behavior engagement in school, each a supplemental factor that directly impacts academic performance. Our researchers utilize 2 approaches to achieve these metrics. The first approach is qualitative and is done by using case studies to understand from a personal level the impact, how the program works, and what it means for the kids' success in school. This research is done through in-person interviews, focus groups, and participant observations to collectively evaluate each student's academic performance. The second method is done quantitatively through numerical data research and statistical analysis. Research partners compare participants' academic scores to matched controls from the same district to students who aren't in the program. These controls provide an accurate assessment of the differences between the two groups, highlighting the direct impact the Foundation's programming has on each of its participants. Through these combined methods, we are accurately able to measure the overall impact of programming on improving participants' academic outcomes. Last year, we also incorporated parent surveys as well to determine the impact of plays outside of the school setting on family, the community, and in the neighborhood. Results show that students are learning and demonstrating improved academic focus on the classroom, as well as showing significant behavior change and increased positive perception of themselves and others as a result of plays. Year-end program results showed 92% of students felt safe in the program, 86% got along well with other students, reinforcing curriculum lessons focused on open communication, equal playing opportunities, and inclusion for all. Students also demonstrated an improvement in the number of disciplinary incidences, unexcused absences, out-of-school suspensions, and failing grades. In addition, parent surveys highlighted that 96% believe that this program has had a positive impact on their child's behavior at school. And nearly 94% believe that this has had a positive impact on how their child feels about himself and herself. These changes were promoted through life lessons that went beyond sports skills taught in the program, and nearly 95% of parents agree that the program has had a positive impact on their behavior at home. Participants, no matter their demographics or physical capabilities, are all respected and encouraged to embrace each other's differences by everyone involved in the program. Coaches look to have a diverse group of students who represent the community in which the school is located. Last year, nearly 40% of participants were female, and more than 55% of program coaches are female leaders. Since inception of the program in 2013, we have seen more than 250,000 hours of soccer played by more than 5,000 boys and girls in 3rd through 5th grade. There is a drive to continue to improve and expand our involvement, ensuring diversity and inclusion are instrumental in every single initiative. P.L.A.Y.S was created to foster a welcome environment, provide programming for those who otherwise don't have the opportunity to play. To us, impact in numbers can only be valued when it was non-discriminatory of race, income, gender, or disability, as soccer is everyone's game. Keith, if you can share the video that highlights the impact of this program.
I think when we first started, just having the soccer components really made a big deal for our kids because it gave them other activities outside of the regular activities, basketball and football, and the normal sports that we usually participate in. So soccer was that added extra activity that kind of gave our kids this idea that they were doing something really huge.
We made a big impact on our students, and it just makes me so happy to see them happy because a lot of our students are not getting loved at home. And it just makes their day. When I see their day going complete, my day is complete. Just to see them happy, that's all I want to do.
We just don't want to be teachers, we want to be more than that. So one of the things that the Fire has really helped us kind of close the gap is after school with the games and after school practices, I feel like they're able to see a different kind of side of the coaches, right? Like our teachers coaching afterwards has been able to kind of bring the community a little bit closer with the students and the parents.
The parents are so excited in this neighborhood because they know where their students are at, they know where the kids are at. Instead of them being in the streets, they could be somewhere safe. It's like a safe haven over here to them.
It was very important to bring a program that would serve our 3rd through 5th graders. Really, we didn't have nothing in place, at least here at Edwards, that would serve the younger grades. It was mostly 6th, 7th, and 8th grade right before they go out in high school. So it's very important to connect with a program that we felt our mission and values really matched.
I was excited because it was my first time playing in an actual team. It was just fun getting the chance to play with other people, other teams, and going different places to play.
The training that we've had with Chicago Fire through the P.L.A.Y.S program has been huge for me because I've never experienced it. So to have it embedded in me so that I can share it with the students here at Curtis has really, really been a major deal.
Well, with this program, if you let this program go within Curtis setting, I don't know what I'm gonna do. We don't know what we're gonna do because the kids look forward to this every year. They look forward to when the end of the school year, oh, can we come up to the school and practice? Can we do this? Can we do that? If we lose this program here, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do for myself because it helps me just as well. So we'll be lost if we in Chicago Fire would leave this program. So we love it.
Thanks, Jessica. That was a tremendous introduction to your overall program. And I can't help but reflect on something you mentioned earlier, the impact of SEL outside the classroom. And we're going to talk about education for sure, because that is a big part of what we recognized in the Fire Foundation's specific P.L.A.Y.S program. But let's talk just for a minute about the impact outside the classroom. That's a critical part of equipping children, especially those exposed to violence and trauma. You listed 25, the 25 neighborhoods. We know they are a dynamic space to be growing up as a kid today. But I think we understand from decades of research that SEL really does equip kids to successfully handle stress, resolve conflict, manage emotions with greater impulse control. These are such an important takeaway. These are life skills. And we know that the trajectory for that has implications on future curbing of violence in these neighborhoods. Aside from the impact outside of this classroom, what really sets this program apart? You've given us some highlights.
Yeah, so
to how you're sourcing your coaches, the training, and so forth.
yeah, so you heard from some of the coaches in the video as well, and I think for us, and you touched on a lot of kind of the impact, understanding the neighborhoods, the pulse of the environment of where these youth are from. So we utilize teachers in the schools to serve as program coaches. So it isn't us coming in after school and assuming that we can solve all the world's problems and coming into those neighborhoods and communities and saying, look, we're here and this is what we'd like you to do. We are training individuals that understand the community, have a pulse of the environment, that are in these neighborhoods day in and day out. They see the impact the program has from after school into the school day and during the school day. When they're with them, they know their families. If there has been a trauma or a shooting in a neighborhood, they'll know how to react better to those youth and how to adjust training accordingly. And so we, through our funding of what we provide to the schools, pay to train the individuals in soccer and provide them the opportunity for coach mentorship, as well as pay for their grassroots soccer license. And again, for us, it was about, we can teach them how to set up cones and tell kids how to dribble a ball, but the SEL component and the educational component that these individuals already carry working in the school every day is not something that we can teach the same way. And so we're utilizing those individuals that can serve as role models and be there with the kids day in and day out.
Yeah. It's something we often take for granted, but the question is still, why is it important for these students to have these positive role models, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are obviously a lot of opportunities for youth and others to make poor decisions after school, outside of school, and this is giving them an opportunity to see that they can make something of themselves from those that are from the neighborhoods they live in and the communities they live in, and they see that as their coaches and those that are working with them on the program. And I think it provides for many an opportunity for them to know that there are other opportunities for them, and they have better choices they can be making for their future.
So besides getting them contact with immediate role models front and center who are living life in front of them. And we know the power of having that that mentor, that positive person in one's life is one of the major mitigating factors, if you will, for kids who have multiple adverse childhood experiences. These are metrics that we know our pediatricians are looking for, and certainly know positive mentors, role models in a kid's life make a huge difference, not only in their experience, the quality of their day-to-day life, but in, right down to the neurological biological level of their bodies as they're adapting to trauma. So we know that you're doing something that isn't just about school, as much as that is an incredibly important thing. Those graduation numbers you mentioned were sobering, to say the least. Let's talk a little bit about access. Okay, so how is the P.L.A.Y.S program providing greater access to for these Chicago underserved youth? We talked a little bit about going out in the neighborhood. Can you expound on that?
Yes. So through the program, we provide equipment, uniforms, a soccer ball for every participant. We provide them with curriculum and a logbook, and we also provide bus transportation out of their communities to play other program schools. So 3 times over the course of the season, we bus them out of their neighborhoods. And for many of them, they've never left the boundaries of their school and neighborhood. They don't know what else is out there in the city. And it's opening their eyes to other opportunities to be able to leave those spaces. And then we bus them, in addition, when you talk about role models too, on a grander level, is the professional athlete that they can look up to. And we actually have, I think we might be at 12 homegrown players now on our club. And these are individuals that are from the city and suburbs in Chicago that these individual youth can look up to and see that they could one day potentially, with the right decisions, have an opportunity and give themselves better life chances. And I think, being able to have them leave their community and know there's more out there than maybe the crime or violence they're used to in their neighborhoods. We've also invested to build 50 mini pitches across the city of Chicago, which are like refurbished tennis courts. They're a hard sport court that we run a lot of our programming on for those that are in the neighborhoods near P.L.A.Y.S schools. And so we're providing these free play spaces and this access and opportunity to youth who otherwise wouldn't have that in their backyard.
Safe place to play. That's groomed and cared for. That's an obvious first step, but certainly equipping them with a kit of some sort that gives them some of the initial tools to enjoy the game. I can see the value of that for sure. Let's move back into the classroom for a bit. What are you noticing, or what are some of the trends that you're seeing as you're trying to incorporate SEL into soccer that translates into the schools? And are there metrics that are popping out to you right now? Something that you'd want our audience to know a little bit more about what you're noticing in these schools?
Yeah, so some of our metrics that we measure is that, we are seeing a decrease in behavior infractions, decrease in tardiness, increase attendance, because again, the program, while being an after-school program, is really utilized to provide them better opportunity within the classroom. Students themselves, almost 92% of our students have said that this program had a positive impact on their academic performance, their homework completion grades, because again, using the teachers in the schools, they know, are they showing up on time? Are they doing what they need to be doing? Are they coming to school? Are they not, are they paying attention? Are they nice to their classmates? Because when that happens, if they aren't, they are seeing the results of after school, then saying, well, you're not going to be able to play on the team today, or you can't be captain. So we're reinforcing the behaviors that need to be reinforced from the academic side. And again, another positive to the idea that we're using people that see what's going on in the classroom, so then they can then also adjust the curriculum if communication in the classroom has been an issue. They're reinforcing that lesson on the field along with their teammates. So if they're doing passing drills, they're focusing on that you have to communicate with your teammate and you have to be listening to them and paying attention. And that's kind of reiterated then in the classroom.
We haven't touched on it, but I know empathy is a big part of that equation as well. Do you notice any observable changes in just, you said communicating and listening, those important skills are very interpersonal. What about empathy? You ever see that develop in this capacity?
Yes, I'm, seeing how they are respecting others and feelings that they're having about just relating to others. A big thing for us is we ideally like to say we don't keep score. We all know that the youth themselves come to a game day and know how many goals each of the schools have made, but understanding when someone from another team needs help and feeling the compassion for their teammates and those that need extra assistance and focusing on that. And then again, how well they get along with others. We are measuring that as well, and over 97% parents have seen how this program, how they're relating to others and how much it's having a positive impact on them getting along with others.
It is not lost on me that the success of the program hinges substantially on the transferable skills from the pitch to the classroom, as you have always referred to. And your 400% growth number is phenomenal. What are some of so as we think forward, for this program, I'm curious, your thoughts. What has historically been successful in kind of entering into these relationships with schools, and what do you see going forward? Will you keep to the same model, or some areas that you're thinking to tweak and change?
Yeah, so we started in 8 schools as a pilot program. We were in 50 this past year. And for us, we want to grow in the sense that we want to provide more access and opportunity to youth, but we want to do it smart. There's responsibilities of each school, and there's expectations that they can field a team, that they will have 2 individuals that can serve as program coaches, that they have a place to practice, on school property or near the school during the week outside of where we bus them there. So we've built long-term relationships, and the schools that have started in year 1 have continued to stay with us, and then we've slowly added each year. And for us, we don't want to be taking programs away from schools. So as we grow, we want to ensure that it's mutually beneficial and the school can accommodate what's requested of them from a execution and implementation standpoint. I would love to say that we would love to be in every elementary school in Chicago, and with 600 schools, that's a very grand dream, but we know that it's going to take a while to get there. And now this last year, I mentioned that we provided grassroots coaching licenses to the individuals that are teachers in the schools, because we believe that in order to grow and provide more access and opportunity, giving individuals in these communities and across the 77 neighborhoods in Chicago the resources and opportunity that they can go back and then coach their own youth outside of this program, just in general in the sport, and serve as role models, for them. So we now have added that area to be able to provide the coaching opportunity. We also are looking at what does it look like if we were to extend and sort of have a bridge program into middle school, so we can continue to keep the youth engaged. As you heard from the one dean of students, Chicago Public Schools focuses sport programming in middle school and they don't in elementary school. And so that was where we saw that gap. But now how can we continue to ensure that then older students are coming back to serve as mentor student coaches and continue to work with the youth as we look to grow the program.
Fantastic. Just incredible. And the ways that you're serving the areas that you're in is significant because you're using kind of local resources for local solutions, and who knows their kids better than being in that community and working through the school themselves. So our listeners need to know how to get involved, how to support your program going forward.
So yeah, you can find out anything you wanted to know about our program and our other ways to help us on our website at chicagofirefc.com/community. You can donate there. There are opportunities to donate soccer equipment and other various ways outside of just financial contributions in order to, again, provide more opportunities for youth to play. And so everything about our program, where we're located, all of that is on our website, again, at chicagofirefc.com/community.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Any final words, any areas that you feel like we haven't touched on today that you might want to draw attention to? Significant supporters or sponsors that you'd like to give a quick shout out to?
Yeah, I mean, we have for years some tremendous support. We have support from our ownership, from the club, from the players, the first team, the front office, Lisa Family Foundation, who's been a longstanding partner of ours. And really, to your point, we have to continue to invest in our youth across the city and communities that we live in. There's so much going on right now, so many facets, and with trauma and violence. And, if those people and individuals are passionate about positively affecting change and making an impact, it's really knowing that you can take that first step as an individual, and there are ways to support locally youth and engage and, serving as role models and making youth understand that you believe in them and you're there for them and there are other opportunities and chances for them is just the first step to help us really kind of change the narrative as to what's going on.
Right. Well, you mentioned that incredible support from your home team, from your communities. You have homegrown players in that who are invested. And congratulations, Chicago Fire FC, for your club record transfer to Chelsea for goalkeeper Gaga Slonina.
Yes.
That's awesome. And for those who haven't heard the news, why don't you give us the highlight, Jessica?
So we our goalkeeper, who is the young age of 18, Gabriel Gaga Slonina, as he goes by, just was transferred. We announced yesterday the transfer of him for $15 million to Chelsea Football Club in London. And again, I mean, he signed with us when he was 14 years old. And he's a local product from Addison, Illinois. And, it's just a testament to what we believe as an organization about, it comes from our youth locally here. And, we've been able to now show that can actually turn into, his amazing dream. So.
Yeah, excellent resource through your academy there. And good luck to you in Charlotte this weekend. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you to Make It Better and the foundation. And, we greatly appreciate the acknowledgement and just that you recognize and make a point to spotlight organizations that are doing the work they're doing here and across the country.
You're making it easy on us. It's easy to find you when you're doing the great work that you're doing. Thanks for that. Keep it up, Jessica. Appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. You look for our link and upcoming edition of our Better Letter.